Hi, I'm Taylor, and in this vlog, I'll be going to Amsterdam, and I want to show you some of the city highlights, including tours and museums, and also some of the associated costs, or just to provide some entertainment value.
Is the entertainment in the room with us? Because I think vlogs are kind of boring.
Wow, rude. Wait, are you?
That's right. I'm you from the future in Amsterdam.
Huh. That's different.
I just wanted to let you all know that I wear wigs, so my hair is going to change a bunch during this vlog.
Video link there if you're curious about that.
And I wanted to give you a heads up that you'll be going to more than just the Netherlands.
Really? Like another country?
Uh-huh.
Well, awesome. Where?
Stick around and find out. Huh. Well,
Please like and subscribe.
hello?
So I fly out today from LAX, first stop Dublin, and then all the way to Amsterdam. So this is going to be a long day, night, and day.
The cost of flights from the US to Amsterdam is somewhat consistent throughout the year, when you exclude for spikes for the holidays, but then jumps in the summer months, which is expected for European locations.
We just received an announcement that our flight is going to be delayed by another 45 minutes due to unscheduled maintenance. So better late than never, but also better on time than late.
No complaints, but this will be a long journey, and it will already be night by the time that I arrive, so coming from the West Coast, I basically lose a full calendar day to travel.
So I just arrived. It's around 9 p.m. And as you can see, it's still light out. My internal clock is off. And I didn't say this before, but I'm meeting my family here, but not until tomorrow morning. So the only thing for right now is getting to the hotel.
Getting from the Schiphol airport to the city center is pretty easy. I took the Sprinter train, which cost around $6 one way. I bought a ticket at a kiosk in the train station, and the ride was only 16 minutes. I got off at the Amsterdam Centraal station and walked to the hotel, which was really lovely and not even super dark given how late it was.
Good morning. This is by far one of the most beautiful hotels I've ever stayed in. And let's go see the city. So kind of as a first impression, I got in here, the train station last night at around 10:30 p.m. And my first thought was just how busy it was, how many people were walking around, how many stores are open.
And while it is somewhat busy near the train station, I would say overall so far, I see Amsterdam as a night city.
Stereotype confirmed. A lot of people do ride their bikes here.
Once a modest fishing village, Amsterdam rose to prominence in the 17th century as a centre for international trade, as the Netherlands became a global economic leader. During the 19th and 20th centuries, Amsterdam experienced significant growth and gained a reputation for its tradition of liberalism and tolerance.
So we took a hop-on, hop-off tour, which is a great way to see the major sites in a city.
Also, now that I say that, I feel like I say this in almost literally every vlog, but it's true, we always go on these tours, and I'll just share the link in the description. The bus was packed when we were there, but otherwise no complaints. But also, I don't know what it was about this tour specifically. Maybe there were fewer sites or just less information overall, but I would say it was more boring than average.
Also, that's the price, so
Up to you.
And the next thing we're going to see is the Anne Frank house.
And before I go, I just want to warn everyone, buy tickets early for this museum or other museums because they sell out quickly. And this one sells out like way far in advance. Like we bought them a few weeks ago and there's no availability left for this week. So fair warning.
By 8:30, the annex had to be completely silent. That was when work began for the staff of the warehouse. They didn't know there were people hiding in the secret annex.
When you buy the introductory tour ticket, you listen to a retelling of Anne's story and of the surrounding historical context. Unfortunately, there were no photos allowed in the house part of the tour, but in person, you do get an audio tour, which was super informative, super interesting, and you get to see the actual annex, which is honestly so much bigger than I imagined. It's basically like a second apartment behind a front-facing house. All in all, this was so worth it.
Good morning. So honestly, yesterday was rough for me. I was so jet lagged. I fell asleep in the middle of the day. I had a lot of work stuff going on and meetings in the evening. So if yesterday seemed light, that's why. But we're starting with a day trip.
The city is still 3,000 years old, and it all started with some people living at a river. The river is named Amstel.
Today, we are taking a half-day tour to Zaanse Schans, which is an area in the Netherlands that is famous for its windmills. So this area is only about 20 minutes by car from Amsterdam. We found this particular tour on Viator, which features a cheese-making and tasting experience, as well as a chance to see the windmills up close, which was stunning. Like, there's just so much space here.
So we got so lucky with the weather, and this is a fairy tale town. Like, look at those little houses. It's like a village part here, and then we just came from where the windmills are, which was in the middle of a field, and it's just a beautiful day, and it's so idyllic. would highly recommend.
Finally, the tour concluded with a short clog-making demonstration, which entailed chopping a block of wood and then using machines to mold it into the shape of a shoe. And as you see here, you basically just have a model shoe and mirror the movements to carve the second shoe. So I don't know what I was expecting, but it was more interesting than anticipated.
So up next, I'm going to the Van Gogh Museum, and it's in a very beautiful part of town. There's the Rijksmuseum behind me and a few others in the area, so I will be back.
Vincent Wilhelm van Gogh, yes, Van Gogh, was born in 1853 in the Netherlands, but he didn't find his true passion for art until the age of 27. The museum was interesting. It's 3 levels and showcases works of Van Gogh's art from different periods of his life. So Van Gogh, as we know, is famous for his impressionist paintings, his bright colors, but the thing that's very interesting is that he also has this art that's in the very typical Dutch style, which is just a bunch of dark colors, kind of depressing, not what Van Gogh's famous for, so it was interesting to see that. Also at the museum, you can purchase an audio guide for just $4, which was super helpful to learn more about the art, as well as the artist. And by the way, there were other artists featured at this museum. It's mostly Van Gogh, of course, but yes, there are others.
Good evening. I just want to pause for a second.
Whoa, Taylor from the past.
Wait, shouldn't you remember this?
Yeah.
Right, well, I'll start. I just wanted to pause and talk about the food situation.
Oh, no, right. I'll take it from here.
Surprisingly, there's a lot of vegetarian and vegan options here in Amsterdam.
A country in Northern Europe, it's just surprising because you expect there to be a lot of meat, potatoes, and bread. And there is a lot of that, but so much more vegetarian vegan options. And I learned on the tour today that the Dutch do have a big tradition of just having more vegetables in their diet in general. I don't know if that's the reason why they have more vegetarian and vegan options, but either way, if that is your diet,
This is a better option for you.
as compared to other Northern European countries like Iceland, for example.
One thing that really stood out to me about the central part of Amsterdam is that there are so many Italian places here.
Like actual Italian restaurants, it also just pizza places and pasta and other stuff like that. But in general, there's a lot of diversity food-wise. So I also saw Argentinian places as well as Spanish places as well as Japanese places. So good diversity and just a lot of options in general.
Personally, I'm not a foodie, so I just ended up going to the grocery store a lot. Also note, if something says supermarket, it's more like a convenience store, which was weird and inconvenient when I was looking for a supermarket.
But I did go to the supermarkets and I have my little granola here, which I enjoy with yogurt. Okay, sneeze.
One Dutch food I actually really enjoy is the stroopwafel, which you might have already had. As you can see, it's like a waffle on the outside. And yes, there's an inside, even though it's really thin, and it's like this caramely, sugary flavor, and it's amazing.
It's much too good for children.
I actually really don't like eating on camera, so. Good morning. We're going to Bruges, Belgium, which should be exciting. It is about 3 or so hours away by bus, so that's one reason it'll be a long day.
I'm also very tired, so hopefully I will just sleep on the bus.
So we just arrived by bus and we're right outside of Bruges. It's 12:40, so a while on the bus, but it's an enclosed city and we have to go across that bridge to enter it. It's almost, I don't know, I feel like we're about to go on a hike or something because as you can see, we're in a park area, but I don't know, I kind of like the anticipation.
Bruges is a medieval city located in northern Belgium. Honestly, I didn't really know what to expect from this tour. But this time, instead of talking incessantly as I do, I'm just going to show you Bruges because it's really something to see. It was really cool to see Bruges, especially because it contrasts so greatly with Amsterdam. We had a guided walking tour. It wasn't that long, definitely less than an hour. Then about 3 hours of free time, which was a good balance in my opinion. Here's the price of the ticket. Eek, I know, but if you're interested, the link is in the description. Altogether, I would say it was an interesting trip, but to be totally honest, we did spend 3 hours on the bus each way. So I don't think it was the best use of time on vacation. I liked seeing Bruges, but I think it would have been better to save Bruges for a different vacation if we had been in Belgium rather than Amsterdam, but I don't know. Have you been? Would you go? Let me know in the comments.
Hey, so do you ever just want to do something, not because you actually really want to do it, but just because you're in the right place at the right time and there's a lot of hype, so you're just like, might as well? That's kind of what's happening right now. It's almost 10 p.m. and I'm about to go out, so let's go. Also, yes, just to quickly confirm, it is almost 10 p.m., even though the sky looks like this. Love being here this time of year. But yeah, no, the purpose of this little adventure is because if you know anything about Amsterdam, you know it has kind of a reputation. And if you know that, you already know what the reputation is. I've had a lot of busy nights with like meetings and work stuff, so I couldn't really go out before, but this is my first free night. It's my only free night. So I'm just going to take a walk through the red light district. So you've heard the lore, but you may be wondering, what is the red light district exactly?
The red light district dates back to the 14th century. Amsterdam sits on the water, and its proximity to the port made it a hub for sailors, traders, and the service workers. The Netherlands legalized and regulated service in 2000, and the red light district became an area where this service activity was literally put on display. So there are literal red lights. Like, I was walking down an alley and saw a window engulfed in red light. Then, as I got closer, I saw 3 women, barely clothed, and honestly, they all just looked so bored. But coming from the US, where this industry is mostly hidden, it was kind of jarring to see a display like this so publicly. Also, to be clear, the red light district is just like any other part of town. There are stores, bars, restaurants, and even Amsterdam's oldest church. It also just happens to have more adult toys than average in the storefronts.
Good morning. So today is my last day, and as you can see, I'm wearing these sunglasses. They are the Meta Ray-Ban glasses, which I didn't really know whether I'd like them, so I decided to try them out on this trip, and I'll just wear them to go to the cafe because it could be cool to see.
If you're an American watching this video, I'm sorry to report that Amsterdam cafes are not it. They have good coffee and pastries, but as far as food and drink, that's all they have, which is fine. But if you're like me, when you go to a cafe, you might also be looking for a meal, like breakfast or lunch. And Amsterdam cafes are more just like a snack. A good snack, but not a meal. Specifically, I was looking for an egg sandwich, which was super challenging. Like, not even Dunkin' had eggs. I think it's just not really a thing to have egg sandwiches or egg whatever at breakfast. I don't know. But I did find this one cafe that had them. It's called Artista. It was good. No complaints.
So the hotel I'm staying at is near the train station, Central Station. I would highly recommend this area. But the next few things that I'm doing today are south of that.
And the first stop is a bit of a long walk to the Rijksmuseum. The Rijksmuseum is the Netherlands' national museum dedicated to art and history. You can see works by famous Dutch artists, including Rembrandt, Vermeer, and many others. The museum is 3 floors, a cultural landmark, and one of the most visited museums in Europe. I won't say that there's something here for everyone, because I'm not that dense, and know that museums aren't everyone's thing, but I will say if you only have time for one museum in Amsterdam, the Rijksmuseum is a solid choice. And book your tickets in advance, just in case.
So that was a really big museum, and it took me around an hour and 20 minutes. And I don't even have a strong tendency to linger. I was breezing past some of the exhibits. So if you like to just walk around, pause, and look, it'll take you probably over 2 hours. But up next, we're staying in this area, and we're going to the Heineken Experience.
Can anybody guess what percentage of water is in a Heineken beer?
So it's mostly a self-guided tour, but there are also various stops to learn about the brewing process.
Heineken is 95% water, by the way. So one fact that I learned is that after the end of Prohibition in 1933, Heineken was the first imported beer to re-enter the US market. And ever since, it has been the most imported beer to the United States. Also, the tour includes a tasting, a tap room, and a bar on the top floor of the building with a view. Honestly, the Heineken Experience reminded me a lot of the Guinness Storehouse tour that I did in Dublin. More on that in my Ireland vlog.
And let's take a moment to pause and take the opportunity to discuss a few more Amsterdam travel tips and impressions. First, this is a great place for a city vacation. Everywhere I've gone, I've been able to walk. There's just so much to do. There's so much outdoor dining. 5 thumbs up. Consider coming in late spring because look at the sky right now. It's 9:15 p.m. So you want to come during the warmer months when it's lighter for longer instead of the winter night months when it's darker for longer. And another benefit to coming in May is it's before peak tourist season. If you're interested in seeing any of the major attractions, make sure to get tickets in advance. They are popular and will sell out. If you choose to go in the spring and have seasonal allergies, beware. The pollen count is high and my eyes are very itchy right now.
Also, do you know Miffy, the bunny from the children's book? She is so adorable. She is Dutch. She is everywhere. And in Dutch, her name is pronounced
Ninja.
Also, Amsterdam has the highest concentration of museums per square meter out of anywhere in the world, so if you're interested, here are some other options.
Also, consider taking a canal cruise. We took an evening one, which included an audio tour of the city. We booked a basic one with Viator, linked below. This one was nice, would recommend, but there are also many other tour options, including boozy ones.
Also, so I forgot to pack a plug adapter, and here's your reminder not to waste 20 euros. Guys, I loved Amsterdam. And I say that because I was not expecting to. So I've been to a number of European cities, and in my experience, they are more similar than different. So I thought Amsterdam, probably nothing special. But then I get here and it was like every single thing I love about cities was in this one city. So I really enjoyed it, and I hope you can too someday if you haven't already. And I fly out tomorrow, which means my adventure is coming to an end. But before I go, I want to say, honestly, truly, and without exaggeration, your support means so much to me. I love traveling, I love making videos, and I love taking you guys on these adventures with me. And I just wanted to take a moment to thank you for your support by getting to the end of this video, which means so much. I know it's really lame to talk about money, but like I make less than $2 on any vlog I ever post. So if you could just like and subscribe, that would mean so much to me. And a comment would be amazing. And if you don't know what to comment, a bunny emoji is perfect. So your support is always appreciated. And as always, thanks for joining.